Hey everybody, Berger Homestead here. So it's been a couple weeks, so we've had our 3 pigs just processed, our first 3 IPP pigs, Idaho Pasture pigs. If you want, you can watch that video now. I've got it linked down below. But we just had those pigs processed and back to us, probably been almost a week now. So it took about 2 weeks to process, and kind of wanted to talk about price per pound, how the pork looked and tasted, stuff like that, because these are kind of weird pigs. They are a cross between a Duroc, a Berkshire, and a Kune, and so kind of a weird breed, pretty new, so not super well known, and most importantly, they're almost exclusively grass-fed. And not entirely grass-fed, because you can't really do that with a pig, but we don't feed them grain, but maybe twice a week. We feed them hay almost every single day, and we wanted to look at things like fat content, dressing weight, percentage of weight, hanging versus live, stuff like that. So kind of have a lot more answers now after having our first 3 pigs brought back from the processor. So our next question was, what was price per pound? So $1.68 is where we landed, price per pound. We got 447 pounds back. That's $1.68 a pound, and that includes both cured and uncured. We're talking chops, steaks, bacon, cured jowl, cured ham hocks, cured ham steaks. We have cutlets, ground pork, and neck bones, I believe, is all of our cuts. But anyway, cured and uncured, everything, $1.68 a pound. And it's really high quality looking meat. I'll include some shots of what the bacon looks like, and there is a decent amount of fat on the bacon. It wasn't as lean as I was thinking it would be, because these guys are completely grass-fed almost, and I was thinking, man, these guys are gonna be super lean. I like a little bit of fat. I don't want an inch of fat around my steaks and stuff, because you're cutting that off and you're not gonna eat all of that anyway, because some of that doesn't render, and I'd rather not pay for stuff I'm gonna be giving to the dog or whatever. So anyway, I was happy about that. There is some fat on there, so $1.68 a pound, can't beat the price. Even for just straight ground pork, can't beat the price, and I'm super happy about that too. So the next question is, then, what did it cost to raise these pigs to butcher? So we had 3 pigs. They were all male, so we had all 3 of them castrated. That was $50. We had a mineral block with them, call it 15 bucks. And then it cost about $100 a piece to raise to butcher as far as grain costs. Now, our costs were heavily offset by the fact that we mainly feed them hay. If you don't mainly feed your pigs hay, it's gonna vary. Results are gonna depend on how much hay you feed these pigs. We lucked out. We have both the land, the equipment, and the means to feed our pigs hay, as well as having pigs that really sustain well on hay. So if you don't, your results are going to depend more heavily on grain prices. For us, $100 per pig fed them for a year as far as grain. And I'm not even going to count cost of hay or gasoline to make hay. It's pretty negligible, and you make so much hay at a time that it really isn't easy to just calculate how much each pig is going to eat. So I didn't bother with it. It's basically nothing. But what that brings the total cost to per pig, including the butcher process fee, is $1.75 per pound. So still a pretty good deal. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to make an update video and talk about the price of our pigs, what it looked like, the quality and quantity. So if you like what you see, then check out our next video. We'll see you on the next one. God bless.